Commander ZYX had encountered 17 different species in his 40 cycles of service with the Galactic Concordat. He had negotiated with the crystalline Varans, traded with the gaseous Nephilim, and even shared meals with the insectoid Kroth. But nothing had prepared him for humanity. The detection occurred 3 standard hours before visual contact. His ship's sensors picked up an anomaly near the asteroid belt of System J447. The readings made no sense. The mass was enormous, yet the energy signature was minimal, almost dormant. It must be a derelict, his tactical officer chirped, her mandibles clicking nervously. No active vessel would run that cold. ZYX wasn't so sure. The humans had only joined Galactic Society 2 solar cycles ago, and intelligence reports about their technology remained frustratingly incomplete. They were a young species, barely past their first successful warp trials, yet they had spread across a dozen systems with unsettling speed. Approach with caution, he ordered. Active scans only. I want to know what we're dealing with. As they drew closer, the object resolved on their view screens. ZYX felt his respiratory sacs constrict. It was a ship. But calling it merely a ship felt like calling a supernova merely bright. The vessel stretched nearly 4 kilometers from bow to stern, a massive wedge of dark metal that seemed to absorb light rather than reflect it. Unlike the elegant curves and bioluminescent hulls favored by Concordat vessels, this thing was all brutal angles and industrial efficiency. Massive turrets dotted its surface like the quills of some prehistoric predator. Launch bays gaped open along its flanks, dark and empty, yet somehow threatening. By the ancestors, his navigator whispered. That's a warship. Impossible, ZYX said, though his voice lacked conviction. The humans agreed to the Concordat protocols. No military vessels larger than frigate class in neutral space. This is a dreadnought. Commander, we're being hailed, his communications officer announced. On screen. A human face appeared, features arranged in what their cultural database indicated was a smile. The being wore a dark uniform with silver insignia. Greetings, Concordat vessel. This is Captain Sarah Chen of the UNSC Indomitable. You seem concerned about our presence here. ZYX struggled to maintain his composure. Captain Chen, your vessel violates treaty parameters. That is clearly a warship of significant class. The human's smile didn't falter. Oh, you misunderstand, Commander. The Indomitable isn't a warship. She paused, and something flickered in her eyes that made ZYX blood chill. This is a colony support vessel. Multipurpose. We use it to clear asteroid fields, provide security for mining operations, that sort of thing. That is, a colony ship. ZYX translator struggled with his disbelief. Support vessel, Chen corrected gently. We keep our actual warships closer to home. No need to make our neighbors nervous. She glanced at something off-screen. Though I notice your own vessel carries plasma batteries and kinetic railguns. Are those not weapons, Commander? Defensive systems only, ZYX said automatically. Standard for exploration vessels. Exactly, Chen said, her smile widening. Just like us. The Indomitable is purely defensive. We're just defending a larger area. ZYX tactical officer pulled up comparative data on a secondary screen. We don't intend to repeat those mistakes out here. She leaned forward slightly. We came to the stars looking for friends, Commander. But we came prepared to stand alone if necessary. The Indomitable and her sisters ensure we can do both. The transmission ended, and ZYX stared at the massive vessel on his view screen. It hung there in the darkness, silent and still, radiating an unmistakable message: we are here. We are ready. Don't test us. For the first time in his career, Commander ZYX understood why some species chose isolation over integration. Humanity had looked at the vastness of space and decided that overwhelming force was the price of peace. And they had paid that price with enthusiasm. Navigation, he said quietly, set course for Concordat Central. I need to file a report. The council needs to know what we're really dealing with out here. As his ship turned away, ZYXRAL took one last look at the human dreadnought, no, support vessel. It hadn't moved, hadn't powered up weapons, hadn't done anything threatening. It didn't need to. Its mere existence was statement enough.